I want to remind everyone that you're not alone in this journey. Yeah.
Yes.
And many of you have reached out, and your courage is sharing your stories. In sharing your stories is truly inspiring. So
Yeah.
now let's take a moment to read a few messages from our listeners. Yeah.
Okay.
So right. Tonight, may we please have your comments on the above three.
It's all right. It's
Yeah.
okay.
So here's a message from one of our listeners.
Okay.
Growing up, I always felt like I was never good enough for my parents.
Okay.
Their constant criticism led me to doubt myself. I've struggled with depression for years,
Okay.
and listening to this series has made me realize I'm not alone.
Wow. That's a very good comment, eh? That's a fair comment. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Yeah. So constant criticism, if
Mm.
as I said in one of our series, the activating event is the same. Vana pamumba makawanda if pamwe muri 5, muri 6, muri 7, and it.
Mm-hmm.
The activating event is there. What is your belief? Iwewe one's way. And what have you made up of that activating event? Because the same parent out is constantly criticizing you. I'm not saying we want to take care of you, right? And make sure to minimize my mental health disorders, right? The activating event. What belief do you have? They are criticizing me. Okay, belief you're in a way, if you're not wanted, you're rejected, so the moment you start having that negative thinking, right, what follows? Negative feeling and negative behavior. So the negative feeling that you have is those sad thoughts haasuda kuramba akachengetedzwa for a long time, because those negative thoughts wakaramba wakachengetedza, it's like wazvisa acid inodya iwewe, zvinokanganisa iwewe, and then you start developing mental health disorders such as depression, anxiety, and even having suicide thoughts. Kuti pamwe wagara utori mental health disorders aya anouya biological atina sima pamusoro pawo, andozopedzisira pamwe aita worse.
All right, here, listener, I do hope you're listening in. And this one says, I've been dealing with anxiety and depression due to my toxic upbringing. It's been a long road, but I'm slowly learning to set boundaries and prioritize my mental health.
Wow.
So first, kudos to you, because now you're learning, you're on the path.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Especially putting my boundaries, which most of us lack. We lack with some boundaries. And it is said, when you lack boundaries, you lack respect. And mostly it's also influenced by our communication style. Vamwe vedu hatigoni kupa a voice to our need. Especially if the person atutaura naye are more powerful than us. Vazhinji true kundikana ndikataura ndingazonzi. But we use what we call I statements, whereby you are not attacking the person, but you are attacking the problem. I feel hurt when this is done to me. Right, you are communicating to people how you want them to treat you. Inini izvi hazvindiitiri zvakanaka, handiti izvi handizvindiitiri zvakanaka, kana ndaita chinhu, kana ndatadza chinhu, kuudzwa kwakadai so hakundiitiri zvakanaka. Hausi kuti you always say this, handiri kuzviona. You're saying inini because it's your perception, it's how you are receiving this. So also remember kuti these environments, we always have them. And we need good coping mechanisms. We can't change people if those are very, but it's just we need to come up with good coping mechanisms so that we take care of ourselves.
Right. So now, for those of you who are listening and facing similar challenges, know that there's hope and also help available. Yes. Now, tonight, before we get to wrapping up, because today we're wrapping up our topic that we've been running with for the past 3 weeks. So we're talking about depression caused by toxic parents. So what are your words of encouragement that you'd love to offer? First of all, maybe to everyone tuned in, men or women, and then we get to the women, because now it's also Women's Month. So maybe we start with everybody, and then we get to the women.
Yes, if I think most of my letters that we've been getting from our clients, I think there's one that we didn't read. Aita Rotinin Babangu, he was not there. He rejected us. He abandoned us. And then now ndakusenza and vakuda mari from me every month, vakuda mari from me, and ndiri kutombonzwa kana kuona nezvavo. That's one. And then the other one is saying, every time baba vangu kana vachindifonera, nyange ndikafunga ndivafonera ndidzotori say, the first thing he talks about is nyaya mari. Chandoda, the word of encouragement that I want to give to everyone is that, you know what, you are not alone in this journey. But you need to take care of yourself, especially to women, to everyone, and also to women as we celebrate this Women's Month. You are not alone. Chaga help so that, because of this stressful situation yauri uwane ma-good coping mechanisms. For your parent kuti wakangofonera if unotongoziva kuti ndakafonera baba vangu vachataura nezvemari handiri kuona already uri kutozvitarisira, so you are attracting it. Maybe we need to change mafungira treat about that situation, right? Remember we said negative thinking leads to negative feeling, it leads to a negative action. The moment you have a negative thinking about a situation, automatically leads to negative feeling. So how can you change your thinking about baba vekuti ukangofonera chavo kungofunga imari chete? How can you change that? Or maybe you can put my boundaries, right? Baba, and that we use I statements. Baba, inini kana ndakufonerai ndienda kusuwai ndoda kunzwa kuti muri sei, kana ndine mari ndinokupai handikunyimei. So let's learn to give voice to our needs. Usingavaite attack but uchishandisa I statements, because yes pekutanga pamwanombotanga vasinganzwisise but pamwanozopedzisira vaita sevanzwisise. We should learn to give voice to our need than to suffer in silence pakuve passive aggressive, because zviri kudya iwewe. Uyu mubereki haasi kutomborwadzikana pamwe ari kufunza zvaari kuita zviri right. And then for that other one, if ari kuti pamwe vakawanda malisteners vana nababa or ana mai who rejected them, who abandoned them, especially kana vapinda ma-blended families. If because zvinonetsa kuti baba varoora vaane mumwe mukadzi vachiramba vachita reach out to you. Problem inoitika ndeyekuti we want to treat ma-blended families as ma-traditional families, which is wrong, both on the family's part, on the parents' part, and also even on the part yevana. Hanzi akweva sanzo akweva nemashizha aro. So for those that are in blended marriage, ma-blended marriages, if ndeyekuti wakambenga wakaroorwa before or wakambenga une vana before in your previous relationship, then wachiroorwa nemumwe murume or nemumwe mukadzi who is also maybe bringing vana from a previous relationship, so that relationship is complex. If yakasiyana ne-traditional family, but problem ndeyekuti we don't know, so we want to treat it as a traditional family. Tokanganwa vana vedu from our previous relationships, and vana vedu vava ndivari kukomplaina kuti such behavior yatiri kuita iyoyo sevabereki yavakanganisa mafungiro. They feel rejected, they feel abandoned. Pamwe later on in life manje uzonoti mwana uyu ndiwangu kauyu and hakuna mwe mubereki besides inini. Now when we start reaching out kune vana vaya vanoenda kuti hatitoda kana kutombokuonai makatisiya. Now that we've made it in life, you want us because you want our money. Maybe chakanaka sevabereki will be kutanga takumbira ruregerero handizvo. Mwana wangu ndiregerere kwangu sari kuziva ndakaita nekusaziva. That's on the part of the parent. Toti apologize kuya if
I was about to say but I think that's a bit of a difficult one, because
exactly.
I don't think most parents would be okay with that, because why am I apologizing kumwana wandakazvara? There's always that.
Exactly. And after all ndaimungwadza mumwe akanzwarwa nemubereki wake zvikanzi dai ndakakuitira zvakanaka dai wakapusa so, but as you've made it in life because of me, that was good training. Saka uri kudhila nemunhu who is a peace dweller, who is not a peacemaker. But if aruda kumaintaina mental wellness yake ndiani? Ndiwe. Handiti. So think about yourself. Usafunga about mubereki uyu. We can't change them. Ndo zvavatori. We can't change them. But you have to take care of you. I have
an interesting question here
yes.
that I'm looking at coming
yes.
from 718.
Yes.
It says, good morning. Is it wrong to love from afar, even ari mubereki who is toxic, anenge favoritism and doesn't see the best in you?
Yeah, I think unenge watoona watoziva hunhu hwemunhu iwewe, you know zvinokutrigger, so you're also setting boundaries yekuti I can only go as far, and this far you're also taking care of your legitimate needs, right? So yes, I don't know how far is far when you say is it wrong to love from far, but what I would say is ziva vanhu and know how to deal with them, so that in a way isingazokutrigger wewe kuti zvikukanganise. Yeah. So I was saying, if like say tomoti mubereki haakumbiri ruregerero asi tombonoti akatadza asi tombonoti akakanganisa, but you need to take care of you. You need to take care of iwewe. Ukaramba wakamubatirira uchiti handidi kumuona, who is maintaining my sad thoughts for a long time. And you'll find one thing, if hauchatsamwiri mubereki uyu chete, your other life unotsamwira everybody. You are bitter. When vamupa sanotodza kuti amai vanogara vakangoti kwindi, since we are celebrating women, amai, what's wrong with you? Vanogara vakangoti kwindi vakatadzirwa here vakadi. It's because maybe that influence yawakwana uchiri mwana mudiki, it's still affecting you because it's sitting on your subconscious mind. And kana ari murume pamwe influence yako yevarume ukaona varume unongoti varume vese vakafanana because of what your father did. Saka zvakanaka kuvaregerera, varegerere so that you heal. Hausi kuvaregerera because you are a weak vessel, no, uri kuvaregerera because you heal. If I like what the word of God says, inoti kana munhu akutadzira umuregerere.
Okay.
Do good to those that persecute you. Hanzi in so doing uri kupaila hipi yecall, uri kuvapisa. Munhu anotanga kuona problem yake, but kana uchimutsamwira haaoni kutadza kwake, anononge iwewe ndiwe problem. But iwe when you are happy, you know, right from mumwoyo mako wakavaregerera zvachose, you are thankful kuti Mwari, thank you, ndiri pari situation iri nani. I think situation inorwadza is when you are worse off. When you think dai mbereko yakaita something, dai ndiri pari nani. Vazhinji vanhu vakadaro vanoita bitter. But even mumwe akabudira akaita upenyu hwakanaka, anogona futi kuita bitter kuti baba vadai vanga, now they are coming to me because I've made it in life. But you know what? It's not about them. It's about you. We want you to heal. We want you to heal. So you are not alone. Zviri kuitika nditi kuona kutorana a series of 3 weeks vanhu vachinyora vachitaura, you are not alone. Zvinhu zvikuira vanhu vakawanda, but we want to take care of you so that we minimize my mental health disorders. Anouya because of bitterness, anouya because of excessive worry, anouya because of stress.
Right, I've got a message here tonight.
Yes,
Actually, a few.
Right.
I was even saying we are wrapping up, but it seems like people still want to vent. Yeah. So this one is asking for your contacts. We'll be giving you today's contacts as we wrap it up.
Wonderful.
But this one says, I grew up feeling neglected because my father always wanted baby boys. As a result, I'm still struggling today. He often curses me and doesn't provide or support. I used to have a lot of self-hatred and I'm still affected by it. At one point, I even had thoughts of suicide a few days ago. But I'm on it. So I think you really need to reach out to Tendai.
Yeah, definitely, especially for those with suicidal thoughts. If that's a priority, they need to get hold of me. That's a priority.
All right. This one, I think you're probably joining us now.
Yes.
You probably missed the first 2 series. This one says, growing up, we never heard kuti mubereki ari toxic was never a topic. How do you overcome this part first? Because uchikura zvinonzi honor thy father and mother.
Yes.
I think if I overcome this, I will heal. This coming from Sydney in Kobe, Manchester.
Wow. Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, growing up, it's something that was not talked about, right? And at least vabereki vedu tantinavo, they were always around. Or waita munhu aita kana kuti sara pavana, even vabereki vari vapenyu, you know, bamukuru is always baba, mai guru is always mai. But problem I think yanyanya these days because baba vacho vari absent and pamwe vatori absent nehama dzavo dzese. Saka you don't have a father figure in your life, or you don't even have a mother figure in your life. So also chakonzeresa, also we can't underestimate what COVID did. If it brought in a lot of traumas, not only are the parents absent, but zvimwe zvinhu zviri kuitika environment zvinobva zvakonzeresa kuti our situation ite worse. So yes, reach out and then you can also we can also find my professional counselors who can help you with your situation.
This one says, this is takatojaira kuti moms have apologized. Vanongoti saka uda kundirova here. That's her apology.
Yeah, you know, if kana tichiri kukura tiri mumba, it's okay. The problem comes when we carry over those sad thoughts, that bitterness into our marriages now. Takutedza kumaintaina marriages akanaka zvichistresswa bheki kwako unoti maiwe mom and dad university kuriro yawakaita or you're failing to maintain my relationships. But if wakakwanisa kuvaregerera vabereki ukatesa the good side, I was talking about the good side. We're talking about a good feeling about something, you know, you got a positive thing. Oh, they didn't know who I am. Munhu mai, you know, havana kundinzwisa kuti ndiri munhu akaita sei, havana kuziva talent iri mandiri, havana kuziva what God was making in me. You know, wakaita that mweya wakungovaregera kuti no, you'll be okay. And also mufunga kuna chikoro chinodzidziswa parenting, mubereki anotongoita on the job training.
So because of our time,
yes,
I'm going to take one more here. But
yes,
dear listener, before I read your message, I was having a chat with Tendai before we started the show.
Yes.
And she told me that next week we're starting a whole different series and we're going to be talking about depression caused by toxic partners.
Yes.
Yeah? So now this message reads, morning ladies, blended families. How do you handle a situation where as a wife, you are joining a family where your husband is a teenage son, but mother-in-law is overprotective of overprotective of your son now. It gets
Yeah.
then harder to get close to my son. I fear that he would actually resent me, but not because of my will.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's a setup in most families, no?
Yeah.
But usually when the previous wife leaves,
Yes.
and a mother-in-law is usually very very close to Vana Siwa, one of
Oh,
those I want to
yeah.
make sure my grandchild is okay.
Yeah. That's
So I don't
true.
know. I feel like this is something we're going to cover next week, no?
Yes, we'll cover that. Maybe blended family, if it's a topic on its own.
Mhm.
It's a topic on its own that we really need to cover. And unfortunately, my blended families are also wonder because of wanda kuruta my single parenting. So you find that the problems are a bit complex and they're different from a traditional families. It's an area that we'd like also to explore. Yeah.
Right, Tendai, it's been a pleasure. I mean, time is always flying. So,
Very
right,
true.
we've got a number of people here wanting your contacts. How do they get in touch with you? Where can they find you, etc.?
Okay, they can contact our offices on 0772 781 209, 0772 781 209. If IF course is coming up for training marriage and family counselors, certificate and also diploma. The certificate is starting this weekend. If they can also contact our offices to get more information. We are here to help you. Please don't suffer alone. Thank you very much.
So, maybe the number one more time tonight.
The number 0772 781 209. The number again 0772 781 209. Thank you.
Tonight, it was a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for joining me
Thank
this
you.
morning.
Thank you.
So,
Eve.
right, this has been Mental Health Matters. You can catch tonight, same time next week, right here on Star FM on the Morning Galaxy, as we talk about everything mental health. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let's do this again tomorrow from 9 down to midday, right here on Star FM. DJ Eve on Facebook, DJ Eve _ZW on Instagram, ADDFZW across all other social media platforms. Now, you be good to yourself, be love, spread love, your love, and above all else, never stop being awesome. Whatever makes you happy, pursue it. And with everything happening in the world, love and joy is always an option. And always remember, there's enough space at the top, so do not settle for less. So until next time, grand opening, grand closing. We are Star FM sounding good all the time. 12, time for the news.